Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this third session of the Industry Sector of the Month workshop series. For this third session, the topic will be manufacturing and engineering. As a reminder, so this workshop series is organized by CASTIEL 2 Work Package 4. The purpose is to hear about experiences from NCCs or series, but today it will be from NCCs, regarding interaction with SMEs on specific industry use cases in a specific sector, industry sector. So for today, so as I said, this topic is manufacturing and engineering, and we'll hear from two NCCs. First, we'll hear from NCC Portugal with João Pina, and then we'll hear about NCC Bulgaria with Anna Projkova. Each NCC will have around 10-15 minutes per speaker for their talk, and then we will have dedicated Q&A session after each talk. So as always, if you have comments, questions, feedback on the talk, on the presentation, please feel free to use the chat and we will discuss your comments or your questions during the time dedicated for Q&As. And I think this is all for the setup, the context, and I will stop sharing my screen and I will leave the floor to João Pina for NCC Portugal.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I will. It's this one. Yes. Okay. Can everyone see the slides? Okay. So I will try to be very short. I will not try to spend the 10 minutes. So I will start by introducing myself. So I'm João Pina. So I belong to NCC Portugal. More particular, I'm part of LIP, which is a lab related. It's a private entity with no profit. We are most focused on particle physics and related with CERN. And we also manage, so we also have computing resources, a cluster of HPC resources, cloud computing. And that's why we are part of the NCC Portugal. My competence are, I'm the NCC champion for communication for Portugal, and also LIP is participates in with the interaction with both the academia and the SMEs. I will present the overall use cases and how we interact and what is our strategy as NCC Portugal. So we can skip the first slide. So this is just the highlights of competence center for high performance computing, etc. So NCC Portugal is a little bit weird, let's say, and why we have a lot of partners. So which is hard to have a management, but on this case, it has some advantages. But in terms of project organization, which is led by FCT. So FCT here is the Portuguese National Funding Agency for Science. So they are coordinating the project and they are financing the part of it. So they have some problems with managing the project, but things are ongoing. And most of them are part of almost all big universities in Portugal. And we have three non-profit institutions, which is LIP and INESCTEC. So the rest of them are universities from south to the north of Portugal and distributed geographically and with ranging from 3,000 students to 20 or 20 or 30,000 students. So even the universities are, some are small, the other ones are very large and big. Some of them are the ones bigger, the largest in Portugal. And so their competence is very different on HPC and how the support of it. So this is just the how the NCC is organized. Also, there is a connection with the National Network for Advanced Computing. So not only this part is, so we have a close contact with operational centers. So there are 4 of them. One is part of EuroHPC, which is the Cullen, which was on the first part of the EuroHPC. It's already in production, but we have 3 more small clusters that were part of the operational center, one in Coimbra, the other one in Évora, and the other one it's distributed, which is INCD, which I'm part of it also as LIP member. And we have a lot of competence centers. So we have this articulation between operational centers, competence centers, and universities. So normally are the same person. So the competence centers are spread across the universities, and the representative on the project that belongs to the university are either person from the competence center or from the operational center. So this is our ecosystem that how we work. Um, so uh, for services, this is the service that we have. So we have the training. So this is common to everyone. We have the consulting, and we have another thing that was implemented at national level that is a little bit different or common to everyone. It depends a little bit, which is access to resources. So we have a more or less a continuous opening for people to have access to one of the operational centers. So this is running for 5 years. So we are on the 5th. In reality, it's 6 years, but one of the calls uh, that started in 1 year continue on the next year. So we have annual calls like EuroHPC have calls. We have calls for Portuguese where academia and SMS can apply, and the majority of the resources are just computing resources, but we also offer some human resources. So we also offer some help regarding the NCC, and what I can say here regarding the consultancy part is that it's not having that much success, at least for the SMS part. Okay, we don't have that much success regarding the consultancy, where we have some high degree of success regarding the consultancy is from the government. So we have a lot of protocols, and they come to us as a way to overcome their computational needs. And this goes from geophysical science um, for example, to digitization. So we have, for example, a protocol for digital books in Portugal, and with all the libraries. So they are using our infrastructure to process documents that are very old in PDF, and they need to transform this in several other things. So this is very popular regarding the public sector, but for SMEs is not that one. And most of the SMEs have come through the access of resources. Okay, and this is just how many projects we have. We have 612. We have 3 stages: very beginner, and advanced. And according to them, we offer them resources. And I think this is the most important one, what we offer. So we have computing, but together we have human resources. So basically, is the things together. So one is the traditional on the left, we have the computing resources that we offer from the several clusters, and we have the traditional HPC. This is most one from very small sites and to the Ocalian. So this is the traditional HPC part. And we also have GPUs. The 2 of operational centers are dedicated for the GPUs. Another thing that is not available through the Aero HPC, why it's not foreseen, but we have a very high demand, is that we have a very high memory cluster. So this is very popular for biosciences, so especially for DNA sequences and studies, because they need a lot of, so their applications are not MPI, so they means they need to run in one machine with a lot of terabytes, and this is very popular. And one of the use cases that we have was done for patent for COVID was done in these machines with a very high memory. And we are still have the HTC part and cloud resources, like most common. And what we offer here, so besides we offer help for these projects, we offer help to the users or to the teams to, if they don't have enough expertise to install the software. So in some cases we have code debugging. So this is if we have someone expertise on that type of code, or if it is a very, sometimes it's easy thing to do, and we help users, okay, because they have a problem, so they ask us for expertise because they have some issues on running in the code itself. It's not exactly, so we, it's not for example, if it is an open form or etc, if it is specific to open form, no, but many times it's related problems of one of the package or the libraries is breaking and they don't know how to do it, so we they tell us, and we try, if we have some time, we run the probe, we run the tests, and then we provide some feedback. um, Also for these we have some tailored solutions. So this means some of the softwares are really hard, so they cannot run, and they have a lot of issues for um, running on traditional HPC or GPUs clusters. For example, we have a lot of problems running very specific software for DNA with, for example, with databases for bacteria and virus, which have millions of files. And if you have a cluster accessing one single file, and because their databases are sequential, so this means they try to read all the files, and bacteria and viruses are very small, especially bacteria are very small DNA, so it is millions and millions of access for, and this is very bad for the storage system. So we have some other ways of doing that, and this requires privilege for the admins, and this
Maybe,
is,
Joao, just
yeah,
to let you know that already 10 minutes are
yeah, yeah.
full. So yeah.
It's almost the last one. It is 15, so I will not try to spend the time here. So the slides are more or less uh, tell you what they do. So this is for a shoe company, and all these use cases. So these has come not through the traditional consultancy or going to, since we have a lot of big network into universities, many of the times we have a researcher or we have someone that is close contact to someone on this company, and they bring those projects to us and they apply to the resources. So they give have free resources for develop their product, and this is the ecosystem that currently have. So this is for the shoe factory that was leading for in Tech for University of Minho. So this was for the footwear company. And okay, and the next one also for the plastic to test and to do some new developments on the and how do you make the extrusion of plastic and how you make molds and try to save the plastic and etc. And this one was for COVID. This is not really. This is more like academia that branding with some with some startups. So this is for a biosim lab, which is doing both things. It starts as academia, but then the technology can be transferred to a SME. But this one was more academy than SME. So this was for that. And we have another one again for plastic. So this is a lot of another one for extrusion. And as you can see, you have there some of the tools and the solutions that were used, and how can we do this. This again, this is open form. And okay, we also have the training, but yeah, everyone has a training. We don't have we have training open. We don't do on-site training, for example, until now, with the exception of a very specific one for biosciences. So, but this is an old protocol, and we still have them to do that from for bioscience, where we have very specific training on site for using HPC, how to take benefit from using AlphaFold, for example, etc. So, but this is on site, doing in articulation with one of the universities. And again, we also have, but this is more for general purpose. We have a MOOC, which is very popular, or at least with 3,000 people doing already the course. But this is for basic level, so this is not for high level, but it's good to have awareness and to make the dissemination of what we are doing here. And that's it. I don't know.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, João.
Yeah, it took more than the 10 minutes. Sorry
It's
for the
okay.
introduction and to really to try to explain how our NCC works. It's not straightforward sometimes. Yeah.
Indeed. So all good. No worries. It was well in line with what we are interested in hearing today. So if the participants, you have questions or comments for this for João, please either write it in the chat or you can raise your hand. Thanks a lot, João Pina, for this presentation. And let's continue with the second speaker, with Anna Projkova from NCC Bulgaria.
So, hello everyone. I don't know why my camera is not running, but probably that's something which I should discover. Let me try with sharing my document.
Yes, we can see your screen.
You see it, yeah?
Yes, we see the screen.
Yeah. So it's more important to hear me, not to see me. I can send you a picture of myself. Thank you for inviting me for this workshop, which actually I took literally because I am professor at Sofia University. And Sofia University is one of the pillars of NCC Bulgaria, which consists of 3 institutions. The Institute of Information and Communication Technology of Bulgarian Academy of Sciences is the coordinator of the NCC Bulgaria. Sofia University, St. Clement Okritsky is a partner, and the other partner is University of National and World Economy. The combination of the 3 institutions was very carefully considered when we applied to be member of the network. I mean, the very first EuroCC in 2019. And the idea behind combination of these 3 institutions was to find expertise which is complementary to the other one. So Sofia University is well known with HPC tradition because we are related to CERN. My department is a full member of CERN, High Energy and Nuclear Physics. Institute of Academy has been involved in HPC machines They are hosting 2 supercomputers in the country, and the University of National and World Economy is working in the field of big data for economy and development of this new technology there. So actually, one of the very important thing from my point of view is the Sofia University is a partner in our sister project. I called it sister project because when we met for the General Assembly in Slovakia last year, a lot of participants in EU Master for HPC project were, participants in EuroCC2. That's something which I would like to admire, that Euro HPC joint undertaking supports the two level of development of HPC. Our network, EuroCC2, is offering services in the three branches, let's call them like that, HPC, HPDA, and IE. And EU Master is preparing the next generation users, engineers, software developers, and I would say HPC centers administrators. So Sofia University, in addition to be a participant to this project, is a host of HPC Master Program. This is our local master program. However, it is recognized by the other university as an international valuable one. So Sofia University, in addition to training and a lot of HPC applications in material science, health, environmental research, is offering service to high-tech SMEs. I am a theoretical physicist who has been using HPC systems for more than 25 years already. So when I speak about HPC, to me, this is a very important tool for digging in different kinds of physics, chemistry, and material science area to understand more about what's going on beneath. However, today I am understanding my mission here is to explain how we offer services to SMEs. Please read that I've written offer services to high-tech SMEs. So actually, at least our university, Sofia University, offers services really to very high-level SMEs like VMware, like Solutions, and more like that, who are mature enough, but they do not use HPC. And that was one of the success stories which we published already in the portfolio. In this slide is directly the link to our server, I mean EuroCC Access server. And this success story was something which I was personally very much participating and working, because the people say stop with your theory. So I jumped to manufacturing and engineering. So this is already published. I just would like to explain that actually this company, which is Gear, is a high-tech company which uses for furniture production very sophisticated machinery with their own computer. And my proposal to them, when we met to discuss some very tiny details of their code, was, why don't you come to us to use the HPC system, which is available 24/7 and from any corner of the world. In your case, you should go to your machinery place in order to use your own computer. This was the beginning of the story. Then they said, you know what? we need a very new code in order to improve all the production we have. And now I am answering a question which Marie-Françoise wrote in her letter to share the process and methodology to interact with industry in manufacturing and engineering. So you heard already how it started with such a company which is far away from CERN and high energy physics and standard material research. It's a real production company with real needs. So actually, one of the things which we devoted a lot of time was to find out how to present the services of the NCCs not only to this company, but to other companies. And some days I can talk about other very interesting applications. So my personal attitude and my students, my assistants, and all members of our NCC, we went to fairs and exhibitions, and we were part of juries of competition between the companies. And then we organized focused info days. As I've written here, 3 is enough. This is from the Bible. That 3 events are more than enough if they are focused. What I mean focused, we had a special event for automotive sector, we had a special event for manufacturer, and then we have a special event for civil engineers. And here is something which is interesting. I just would like to share with you. When we organized the civil engineering Info Day, we discovered that they use HPC a lot. However, HPC in their case is high performance concrete. And here you see the picture of installment which checks the sustainability of the concrete which they use to produce bridges, so-called street furniture and everything. I was really smiling like Marie-Françoise is smiling because the people were jumping saying, we know HPC before you. So that's something which I found it quite interesting to share. But let me say that at all these meetings, we have discovered that companies routinely use desktop computers with computer-aided software to develop 3D models of a product in their own company in the design phase. So what was our process in order to somehow convince those companies to think seriously for using HPC? So after we had this list of high-tech companies, I specifically talked to the owners or chief executive officers if they were engineers, architects, or designers. If they were different people, I used to ask somebody else from our hub, Sofia University, because I don't have even a specific thinking which goes to other type of CEOs. So actually, the idea was to invite these high-level chief executive officers to listen to a short presentations. So the presentation which I prepared and I shared with many people was that combination of HPC and AI are very beneficial. And this is a story which I like very much, and I will share my article on this convergence between the two techniques. And then the important thing is step 3. So we were talking to the attendees during this presentation, what is their current challenge? And we tried, of course, to propose a solution, which in the very beginning was not the best, but we considered. So in manufacturing, HPC, I mean now the high performance computing, is used to simulate the operation of highly complex processes and advanced technologies. And then another important for a producer is the bullet tool, accurately predict the effect from changing design configurations. I showed you this double bed, and in fact, the company wanted to change because some of the customer wanted to have different design to change specific things and orientation of the two beds. Actually, this is not so easy just because of the balance of the materials and everything. So in order to help them not to produce beds which were not good enough, we involved really HPC and AI and analyze huge data sets from different configuration possible. And then for most of the SMEs, the testing of idea, something like that, which I have just shared, is the most attracting to come to us and to use HPC centers. So what they would like is to test and to fine-tune new ideas virtually. So you see, this is the good point with HPC. I do not invite them anymore in our labs. It is all the time virtually because they have already access and they have their screens, and we just transfer the data of the computations. So that's something which is saving the time of everyone, my time and their time. So what we do, we perform large number of simulations, not only for the company, which is a manufacturer, but for everyone who is working in the field where the data are collecting. Because we are CERN guys, you know, we know what are the sensors, we know how to control them, and in fact, we know how to process data. So to us, such kind of companies are very important because we can give our long years expertise. They are happy and we are happy to help. So actually, for most of them, it was really the other company was from the automotive sector that they were very much impressed that their in the car cameras could be controlled outside the car, something which we provide them as a solution a year ago or something like that. So this is, I would like just to show you how is looking this company we help. So in fact, they have a high, very, very well developed cutting machine for plywood. They have their computer. This is a touch screen. They can write different codes. And in fact, you see locally, they run a local program and they collect data from their own sensors and they send to us to the HPC center in order to have a different approach in analyzing the data. So actually for this interaction, we used HPC clusters that they are hosted by Sofia University. These are the name of the clusters, but they are massively parallel processing capable. And they can run several models and deliver very highly detailed and realistic simulations. So what we did was to help the manufacturer with complex calculations because these guys needed a very high precision for the production of this bed. You can see this bed is for kids. So the responsibility of a very robust production is enormous. So the people were very much concerned that they are going to produce different on demand, of course, beds, but they should be very good for the kids. And finally, the very fine bullet is that recently other companies joined our group of enthusiasts of using HPC in manufacturing. They are looking for so-called transformable furnitures. I could not find a well-looking presentation to show it to you. It is, imagine you start in your bed, lying, and then there is an automotion which transform it from the bed to the chair. It's very funny, but it's extremely difficult, and there were a lot of computations what should be the rotation angle of every part of this bed. And then, because the time is running, I would like just to share, and probably you will be reading this someday when probably tomorrow. That's important is that the way to convince SME to join HPC community is really to find the specific challenge. And then we should be able, as EuroCC Competence Center, to demonstrate how supercomputer runs a sophisticated model and to enable detailed and accurate simulations. Then that's it. That's the first important. The second important is when you are done, please follow what is company doing to discover gaps of communications. Then if it's needed, another consultancies. And what is helping? This is number 3. This is the cloud access. So what you can propose to the companies, algorithm for the access which reduce energy cost, because now electricity is very expensive all over Europe. And then finally, give them examples of winners of economic competitions. That's my final, just because I liked it very much. This is Lawrence Livermore demonstration, HPC for manufacturing. Actually, this full of colors picture demonstrate a paper product manufactured at very reduced energy and very reduced cost. Actually, the people use the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, very famous supercomputer, really to demonstrate how changing every single, you see these brown, golden details in the independent, they can demonstrate the stress, the pressure in the system. This is in blue color. And they can as well demonstrate the effective stress in red between the fibers. So this is usually very, very sophisticated computation. And in fact, you need enormous power supply in order to make it working. So thank you for your attention. And I should stop sharing probably and find out if I can run my camera. Do you need my slides now?
We'll see. Maybe you can leave them for the moment in case there are questions regarding some slides. I'm checking in the chat if there are questions or comments. So thank you, Anna, for presenting this from NCC Bulgaria. I'm checking if there are last questions or comments in the chat. I don't see anything. So then let me again say a warm thank you to João Pina for NCC Portugal and to Anna Prakovia from NCC Bulgaria for presenting today and sharing your industry use cases and your processes with SMEs or public government in the sector of manufacturing and engineering. And for information for the other NCC series, we will have another Industry Sector of the Month workshop soon. So let us know if you have, if you would be interested actually in presenting. Otherwise, we will let you know soon when will be the next iteration. And with this, I wish all of you a very nice rest of the afternoon. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much for organizing this. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.